So we are continuing today with our mission: zero net carb wraps or tortillas, whatever you want to call them. Big Country and myself are doing this for the entire week, like I've said all along. So today is no exception to that. Already this week you have seen me make, what have you seen me make? Today's Wednesday, so we've only made two things so far. I've used these as hamburger buns, and I made the taco salad. You know, I fried some up, you know, and discovered I could make little Mexican pizzas out of those. Works out well. Big Country and myself both have done triple stacks of those, and they work out well. Work out very well. So actually you've seen 3 or 4 things from me this week already. I'm going to have to put all this into a playlist when I am done. But today I got an idea in my head. See, for the new subscribers who don't know me very well, I was a latchkey kid coming up during Generation X. We were the generation where both parents worked, and we had to come home from school, let ourselves in, and I wore that latchkey around my neck. Growing up on my own like that, being alone so much, I learned skills and stuff. You know, of course, I had 2 older sisters that were home with me for, you know, for some of that time. They were both in junior high school by the time I got in grade school or elementary school or whatever you want to call it. But I spent a few hours at home, you know. I got there before they did, and before they got out of middle school. And then when they went to high school, it was about 3 hours or so before they got home. Or longer, you know, because once they hit teenagers, you know, I was there a good piece by myself, you know. And then, you know, when I got in middle school, they were both about ready to move out and you know, start their lives as adults. So I was alone even more then, because I was alone throughout the day, all day long, if school wasn't in you know, while my parents worked and stuff. So I was creative when it come to eating. And the ketogenic diet, the keto diet, is perfect for my skills. So like I said, you see me create the taco salad, the Mexican pizza. You see me create the brown sugar and cinnamon dessert the other day. And you see me create the lasagna yesterday. All revolving around using these wraps. This particular brand, there are other brands out there that you could also use in its place, but we are focusing on the Mission Zero Net Carb Tortilla wraps. Street taco size. Street taco size. But it doesn't say street tacos on these ones. The other brand that I can't think of right now calls them street tacos, and the Zero Net Carb is what really attracted Big Country to them, and he shared them with me, and yeah, the idea took off. We're going to do this for an entire week between his channel and mine, just so everyone knows. And today is no exception. We're going to be doing something today, but we're on the road right now to go pick up my daughter some Arby's. And since I have to go up here to Arby's, I'm going to get me a little something to eat. And this is going to be my bun for whatever burger I decide to get while I am up here getting her Arby's. Of course, later on in the video, I'm going to make something that's very simple. And I'm going to share that with you all once I get settled at home and can get that done. But for now, we're going on a little road trip. I'm going to get me some kind of good burger to eat between 2 of those, and you know, later on today I'll prepare a recipe for you. It's going to be simple, It ain't gonna take much video time, so I just figured I'd share my day with you today. All right, let's get on top of that. All right, so I just come out of the grocery store, got my daughter's Arby's, and now I'm going to McDonald's here. I'm gonna get me double quarter pounder and cheese, put in between those wraps. Ow, how I'm gonna do it. Windy out here.
I'm with you 1 second.
All right.
Good morning, yeah, with your order.
Yeah, let me get a double quarter pounder with cheese, no ketchup,
Okay.
and a medium Diet Coke.
And a Diet Coke, anything else?
That'll be all.
Okay, go ahead and pull for it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so let's see how these wraps stack up on a double quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's. All right, so I had to wait a second in line on them to get my double quarter pounder ready. It cost me $8 and some change, but I did get the Diet Coke as well. So, and I told them no ketchup, so they give me mustard in it. And when they came out, the little vendor lady, had, you want some ketchup or mayonnaise or mustard? I said, yeah, give me 2 packs of that mayonnaise. Because I know it's 0 carb. It even says it right here on the package. So, oh, wait a minute. It's light mayonnaise. Light mayonnaise, really? So it's a serving size. So it's going to have 1 carb in it because when they lighten things up, for some reason. All right. Enough complaining. Keep all my onions and pickles intact here because I am going to be swapping buns. And good thing I got the mayonnaise because I barely put any mustard on it at all. This is going to be an experience. So I got to mayonnaise this up right here a little bit there. Okay, so yeah, I make my own opportunities, right? All right, so now we're gonna flip this bad boy upside down and try not to spill everything everywhere. I got that bun a little too crispy anyway. A little too crispy. Alright, set my sandwich down in this container here. Get my other bun ready. I'm going for 2 carbs, y'all, with the light mayonnaise. I'm gonna mayonnaise up the other side too. And there we go. A keto quarter pounder. A keto pounder. Double keto pounder. Look at that. Don't that look good? It is good, y'all. It is good. In fact, just super good. But as good as it is, I got a better idea in my head. Today's video is going to be around cheeseburgers. And I just come out of Aldi's and I got some stuff to make some at home. So today, for y'all, for the very first time ever on camera anywhere, I am going to create the bacon Wait a minute. The bacon cheeseburger crunch burger. Yeah. Keto style. When I get home. Later, when I start to cook supper for my family. That is going to be today's recipe that I am going to follow. Bacon keto crunch burger. Bacon cheeseburger crunch keto. I'll get it right before the end of this video, though. Alright folks, so this is the moment you've been waiting for. It is time to invent the bacon double keto crunch burger with cheese. Alright, here we go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to fry up some bacon on my old trusty Electro. Well, not Electro, but Electro made. And I got this bacon at Aldi. It's really thin and hard to work with. But, you know, it was 0 carbs, so I figured I'd take a chance on it. And, you know, it should be good enough for bacon cheeseburgers. Alright, so we're going to fry up a couple of slabs of this here. And I'm going to work with it off camera because it's difficult. Anyway, there we go. We got a few pieces fried good and crispy there. We got some more frying in the electric skillet, the Electro made. This is an antique product. This particular skillet is as old as I am. Found it at a consignment shop, had to pick it up. My grandparents had one, talked about it in the past. It's amazing for cooking burgers and other stuff and such on. So I got a couple of hamburger patties that I patted out here. And I'm just going to start throwing them on here in the bacon grease. Yep. And I'm finishing up the last couple of pieces of bacon right there. So let me get that off of there real quick so I can have more room for the burgers. Yep. I'm going to get one at a time. One at a time, folks. Make sure we spread it out real good because once it cools, it'll form to whatever shape that you leave it in on that plate. So now we're just gonna get this other burger and then I'm gonna pat out the rest. Just can't hold the camera and pat at the same time. Pat out hamburgers at the same time. But now, see, we got 8 of them bad boys on there. Now we're gonna throw the lid on and let them cook. They're gonna kind of, you know, cook, griddle, and steam fry style with once the lid is on. So they'll get surrounded by heat and get some good and done. Alright, so it's about time for the first flip. So I'm going to go ahead and flip them over and then set the lid back on because one half of the burger is already done. They're submerged in their own grease plus the bacon grease from earlier. So these things should be good and tasty by the time they're finished. And they just slide around on a spatula. They're so greasy. But, you know, this is keto, so, you know, the fat and the grease, all that is good to go on this diet. So we'll just continue to flip them until we got them all flipped. And the good thing about this thing is it's huge, so you know you can cook a big batch at one time. You know, feed a lot of people at one time. Yeah, it's really good the way they cook up in this. I really like it. But anyway, that's enough talk about my ancient equipment. You know. My 51-year-old piece of equipment here, but you know, I love it. I love it to death. So now we're just going to cut it down where it'll stifle its heat on and off with the lid reattached. That way they can continue to cook while I work on my wraps, because that comes next. Alright, so I got these new wraps. They are I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Carb counter wraps. And this is a new brand. This is a new flavor. They are queso jalapeno flavored. They're brand new. They only got 1 net carb per wrap, and they're a little bigger than the ones I've been using, like I used earlier in the video for the McDonald's burger. Ooh, look at that grease splatter there, y'all. Man, I tell you what, that was cool to capture that on camera, actually. That was really cool. Figured I'd leave it in there. I thought about editing it out, but you know, leaving it in there made it look really epic. And you know, we're just gonna fry up a couple of these new jalapeno queso wraps here. They're yellow in color. Yeah, we're gonna fry them in the lard that I've got previously melted, and we're just gonna shallow fry them for a few minutes. Not get them quite as crispy as some of the ones I've done over the week, but you know, kind of, you know, light and crispy, not too overdone, because I want them to still have a little bit of flexibility once I add them to my bacon cheeseburger. So I'm just poking some little spaces in there with the hole so it don't puff up too bad, because we got 2 of them to go, 2 of them to cook. So this first one is just about done. I'm gonna go ahead and remove it from the pan, and then I'll start to work on the next one here in just a second. I just want to make sure we get both sides good and crispy. Well, lightly crispy, we'll put it that way. You know, it's got to have some crispness to it, or we can't call it the double bacon keto crunch burger. Has a nice ring to it, don't it? Alright, so we're gonna just fry up this other one here. We're gonna do the exact same thing, poke holes in it, work it back and forth until you know, it's good and light and crispy like the other one. And they do shrink down a bit. You can see the difference in the size a little bit there, and you see how that one is holding together well, and it's not floppy anymore. And that's what we're trying to get. We're trying to get it light and crispy where it's not floppy, and you'll be able to tell once it starts to cool down on the plate a little bit, whether you got it light and crispy enough, or yeah, even too crispy, you know, would be okay, I guess. You really can't get it wrong, I don't think, unless you got your grease turned up too high. Make sure you don't have it cut up too high, because you can burn these things relatively fast. About a low to medium heat to high medium heat is sufficient enough to get these things cooking, and it'll allow you time to work with them, you know, to get your desired crispness in. It's very important to experiment with them and get it dialed in according to the way your stovetop cooks, because it's been my experience, everyone's stovetop is different, so yours may be a little different from mine. So these tend to cook up better for me on the high medium side, you know, for me. But anyway, I'm going to finish up this one here, and then we're going to begin to build our bacon double keto burger thingy. The bacon double keto crunch burger. That's it. Bacon double keto crunch burger. I like it. I like the sound of that. We'll go with that. Alright, so I got me some Gouda cheese and some Munster. Maybe I should call it the Gouda Munster. The Gouda Munster double bacon keto crunch burger. Try to say that real fast 10 times. But anyway, I'm just going to place the meat on top of the cheese, you know, to get it a little melty. Then I'm going to take the other piece of cheese, put it on top of that meat, and then I'm going to grab me another piece of burger here. That looks like a good one. We'll take that big old one there. Oh yeah, man, we gotta have it. Put it on top of that cheese, kind of, you know. Hold it on there the best way I can, because these are dome shaped. This is gonna be a big old thick burger, y'all. I'm here to tell y'all what. So next I'm going in for the bacon. We gotta have bacon on there for sure. Got to have it. So just a couple of pieces there should do it. And if it breaks off, just add it to the middle there. It'll be all good and fine. It's all going to the same place in my stomach anyway. From there, we're gonna add a little horseradish mustard, which is 0 carb. It has about 5 calories. Good stuff. I really like the flavor that this horseradish spicy mustard is really good. Another good one is stone ground, but I don't have any of that, so we're going to go with this horseradish mustard here. And we're going to give this thing a good try out in just a second. It's really hot, really hot. So look at the grease on my hands. It's just spilling off of the burger. All that bacon grease and hamburger grease goodness is just soaked right into the meat, and this light crispy bun really helps to hold it together. And we're just gonna take a big old bite of this thing. Oh man, look at that, y'all. Look at that. That is so good. Look at the heat coming off of that. You can tell it's still hot. It's cooked to the perfect temperature, man. I cannot begin to tell you the greasy pleasure I'm experiencing right now. And that mustard cheese is stringy like mozzarella once it's melted, so it's super good, and it's got a cheddar taste to it, along with that Gouda. And yeah, definitely have your napkin prepared. Man, I'm here to tell you what, this creation was amazing. It's so good and juicy, you just don't know. See the juice just gushing off the bottom of that thing into my plate there, man. So this is it, y'all. This is the burger that I created today. The bacon double keto crunch burger. That's what I'm calling it. Or the Gouda monster. That might be a lot easier to say. The keto Gouda monster. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. What should I name this burger? Alright folks, till tomorrow. Y'all have a good one.